Since I have the microphone and you don't, I'm going to recite this poem. And I want to see if any of you can help us solve Mammy's riddle. What did she really mean by this? There once was a beautiful filly who danced in the meadow, willy-nilly. From out of the woods, stallions did prance, hoping that Lizzie would give them a chance. Please, pretty miss, may I have the pleasure? We'll dance in the grass and graze at our leisure. We'll go to my barn whenever we're done. You'll like my oats, and I'll show you some fun. Not on your life, you lecherous pig. I know your type. I care not a fig. I'm waiting for Billy, who you say is skinny. You may be right, but I like his whinny. Lizzie, my girl, just say the word. We'll move to Seattle and start our own herd. First there were 2, and then there were 5. Now Lizzie, my dear, how can this be? These 4 are horses, and that one's a zebra. Why, Billy, my dear, I wouldn't know. In matters of foaling, that's how it goes. So in case you should wonder why one is so striped, look in the bushes in the dark of the night. It trots and it flounces. It's black and it's white. Around its long neck, it wears a bandana. If you happen to see it, you'll know what we've got. A horse in pajamas, it clearly is not.
Okay, this skit takes place between the current time and 871, which is the time of King Alfred the Great.
Oh, great.
One thing the Freeman brothers are really embarrassed about is that their last name, Freeman, is actually a woman's name. Way back in 1623, a man named Bridges Freeman immigrated from England to a colony in America. His granddaughter, Elizabeth Freeman, lived with a man named Christopher Coombs for over 50 years, and they had 7 children, and the oldest was our ancestor, Thomas. But Elizabeth and Christopher could not get married. Under colonial law, they were prevented from marrying because of a prior relationship. Christopher had to Margaret Sherrill, who was married to Elijah Perkins, who was a man, who was a horse thief and put in prison for 10 years. Christopher and Margaret produced 1 child. That looks a lot like this. Despite having 6 other children, Margaret was sentenced to a year in prison for disturbing the peace, and Christopher was condemned by the grand jury for adultery. So his own 7 children, including our ancestor, Thomas, could not take on Christopher's last name of Coombs. Therefore, they decided to use Elizabeth's last name, Freeman, instead of Coombs, for all 7 of their children. So all of the children who should have been Coombses actually wound up with the last name of Freeman, and here is how it happened.
Imagine the scene in the middle of the 18th century. Dear Miss Freeman, you are a comely lass, and I have enjoyed your company for the past few months, but due to a small complication named Margaret, I cannot marry you. However, despite this, would you consider being my woman?
Hi, Mr. Holmes. That is so kind of you, and I would enjoy that very much. Oh my God.
Now wait just a minute, you uppity lady. Holmes cannot marry you because I got there first and we have a baby.
I must agree, Miss Freeman. It is true, Mr. Holmes doth live in adultery with Margaret, and he cannot marry you.
Alas, my love, I fear it is true. I am condemned by the grand jury of adultery and cannot marry you.
Mr. Holmes, look what I see. We have a baby.
They're not in the way.
And now we're
They're not.
3, and you must marry me.
Now wait just a minute, you uppity lady. Holmes cannot marry you because I got there first and we.
I must agree, Miss Freeman. It is true, Mr. Holmes doth live in adultery with Margaret.
Alas, my love.
And he cannot marry you.
Alas, my love, I fear it is true. I am condemned by the grand jury for adultery, and I cannot marry you.
I can't. Oh, my dear Mr. Holmes, here is baby number 2. I implore you, sir, for their sake, I must marry you.
Margaret, now wait just a minute, you uppity lady who could not marry you because I got there first and we have
I must agree, Miss Freeman. It is true. Mr. Holmes doth live in adultery with Margaret, and by my frilly yet masculine lace, he cannot marry you.
Alas, my love, I fear it is true. I am condemned by the grand jury of adultery and cannot marry you.
Oh, my dear Mr. Holmes, now there's baby number 3. Please, oh please, you must marry me.
Now wait just a minute, you uppity lady who could not marry you because I got there first and we
I must agree, Miss Freeman. It is true. Mr. Holmes does live in adultery with Margaret, and he cannot marry you.
Alas, my love, I fear it is true. I am condemned by the grand jury of adultery, and I cannot marry you.
My dear Mr. Holmes, baby number 4. If you don't marry me, I'll show you the door.
Now wait just a minute, you uppity lady who cannot marry you because I got there first and we have baby.
I must agree, Miss Freeman. It is true. Mr. Holmes does live in adultery with Margaret, and he cannot marry you.
Alas, my love, I fear it is true. I am condemned by the grand jury of adultery, and I cannot marry you.
Holmes, oh boy, you're lucky to be alive. You're baby number 5. What am I to do? I must marry you.
Now wait just a minute, you uppity lady who cannot marry you because I got there first and we have a baby.
I must agree, Miss Freeman. It is true. Mr. Holmes doth live in adultery with Margaret, and he cannot marry you.
Alas, I fear it is true. I am condemned by the grand jury, and I cannot marry you.
30 years together. Here is baby number 6. Without a last name, he is really in a fit. Please talk to Margaret. Do not tarry. These children need a name, and we must marry.
Now wait just a minute, you uppity lady who cannot marry you because I got there first and we
With Margaret.
40 years together. Here's baby number 7. Without a last name. Oops. Never getting heaven. Soon it will be 50 years together. We're getting old and creaky. Not having a last name is absolutely freaky.
Holmes, do not marry. Do not worry, my dear one. I have a solution. After 50 years of marriage, I propose a revolution. Instead of my last name, of Holmes, let's give our children your last name and call it a day. All 7 children shall be called Freeman, and they will be a clan, and no one will ever guess how it began.
Great idea.
So now you know the story of the famous Freeman clan, but you must keep it secret.
Don't tell a single man. The family of the family lies in a woman's name. Her love for old Holmes saved us all from shame. Consider what it might have been to call the family Holmes. Nicknames would abound, like rooms and looms and brooms.
In contrast,
Freeman
is
a great name. Independent, free, and true.
Yeah, that's a hard act. You should take your class.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here's the story of a lovely lady who had just moved across Atlantic waters from France to Cali to start a new life with 2 young daughters. Here's the story of a man named Bronfman who was busy with 2 kids of his own, a girl of golden curls and her big brother and their dog Teddy. Not present. Till one day when their daughters had a play date, and it turned into a real day for the folks. They got married, had baby Annie, and that's the way we became the Bronco Bunch. The Bronco Bunch. The Bronco Bunch. That's the way we became the Bronco Bunch.
So are you guys ready for this? There once were 5 boys named Freeman, who remarkably turned into he-men. Their women are marvelous, and their lives just wondrous, but Tim's sons-in-law are really the men. Yes, we are all from the clan of Tim, with much love for Harriet and him. They took us on boats and barely kept us afloat, but now they're landlocked in Squim. Tim was chief of the Ranger of Loon, and here, neath the Sierra moon, we give special thanks for the laughs and the pranks, and hope we're together again soon.
Stand next to her. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, we're ready.
My name is Jackson, and this is my brother Alex, and we're going to show you how to make some cool paper airplanes.
Should we start?
Oh, yeah, we have.
Okay, Jackson.
So the first step, you take the top right corner of your paper and then fold it down so that the top edge lines up with the left edge.
Look at the pictures on the thing. That will help you.
And now do the same thing with the other side.
Like this, not like this. And then once you have that, go like this, we'll stop holding. Just like that. Okay, this is awesome. So now just go straight at the top.
And now you fold the top corner down to the line. You see, like, there's this folded line. In step 3, there's the folded line, and you'll see it just at the bottom go down, and so the plane goes upward because it's pretty nose heavy. That's it.
Should we fly it?
All right.
My name is Alex.
And who are your parents?
My parents are Patty, Ish, and Curtis. And we are making the Nakamura lock. So, as pretty much a lot of people have done, folded in half. Then for step 3.
Okay, hang on. All right.
Stretch that.
Oh!
Hey, now what's special?
That's still for my driving?
Yeah, it's for the driving yesterday.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Wow.
That was a good one.
Great.
Guard,
Yes.
I've come to marry the princess.
Princess?
Yes, the princess.
I'll have to ask the king. Okay.
Yes.
There's a man outside who wants to marry the princess.
The princess?
The princess.
I'll have to ask the queen. Queen?
Yes,
A man's here to marry the princess.
the princess?
Yes, the princess.
How fast the princess? Princess? Yes. There's a man outside who wants to marry you. Really? Marry you. Tell him. No, no. No, no, never, never. No, no, never, never. I'll have to tell the king. King!
Yes.
He says, no, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
All right, I'll have to tell the guard. Guard?
Yes.
She says no, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
Yes. No, no, never,
I'll
never.
have to tell the man. Oh, man.
Yes.
He says, no, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
Draw. Stack. I've come to marry the princess.
What's that?
Yes, the princess.
I'll have to ask the queen. The queen.
Yes.
There's a man outside who wants to marry the princess.
The princess.
The princess.
I'll ask the princess. Princess.
Yes.
There's a man outside to marry you.
Marry me.
Yes, marry you.
Tell him.
Yes.
Princess says no, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never. I'll tell the man. Oh, man.
Yes.
No, no, never,
No,
never.
no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
Draw. Stab. I've come to marry the princess.
The princess?
Yes, the princess.
I'll test the princess. Oh, princess! Yes! There's a man outside who wants to marry you. Marry you. Tell him. No, no, never, never. No, no, never, never. Yes, no, no, never, never. Oh, man.
Yes.
No, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
Draw. Stab.
Die.
Princess, I've come to marry you.
Marry me.
Yes, marry you.
No, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
No, no, never, never.
Draw. Stab.
Okay, the death of the princess, all of this. That's all okay, but the pacing is way too slow. It needs to be much, much faster. And quiet on the set.
God?
Yes.
Go and marry the
Marry
princess.
princess?
The princess.
That's the king. Man's coming to marry princess.
Marry the princess?
Yes.
Yes! Yeah, the man said it was marry the
Princess, not the princess. Man's coming to marry you. Yes, marry you. Okay. Man's coming to marry, no, 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 never.
No, no, never, never.
Yes, no, no, never.
Oh, God.
Yes.
No, no, never, never.
Okay. No, no, never, never.
Cross that. Princess King. Princess King. Princess
Queen. Man's come to marry princess.
Oh, yes, sir.
Princess? Yes. No, no, never, never. Okay. No way.
I'm coming to marry princess. Yes.
Man's come to marry you.
Marry?
Yes, you. You. No, no, never, never.
Cross that. I come to marry you. Marry you.
Okay.